go. Hi. Oh, yeah, come on, Rob, you first.
Okay, let's give a pause and then we know where to cut it at.
All right.
Hi, I'm Rob.
I'm Tim.
We're all school gamekeepers, all school Dungeons & Dragons.
That's all schools 0 through 5. Well, guys, girls, I want to talk about some stuff. A lot of you are into Ravenloft, and so we're going to talk about Ravenloft. No, not this guy. We ain't talking about him today. There's too much Strahd stuff going on. We're going to talk about Van Richten's guide to Ravenloft. And we're going to compare it to a little bit of the old Strahd stuff, the Realms of Terror, and how between 2nd and 5th edition there are some differences in the things that are going on in the book to help you as Dungeon Masters create the perfect campaign for your players. So I'm going to let Rob start off and talking about certain things that he has was brought to his attention by him reading it and talking to other people. So Rob, if you will start off and what you want to talk about this new book.
Well, I start more towards the beginning. There's new sub-races, new subclasses, and there's races, dark bargains and dark gifts that the players can get, granted to them.
There's some new races.
Yes.
Do you know them off the top of your head?
Well, the Dhampir, if I'm saying it right, it's the half. It's like the vampire, half
Okay.
vampire, half human. I know that's one of the ones that sticks out. There's like a hex blood or something like that. I didn't get too far into that. I just knew there was some new races.
I think a lot of people would be happy to play the half vampire, the Dhampir.
Yeah. I mean, it's actually it was already created. People have been using it for some of the campaigns, but now it's official.
Yes.
It's official. Not only that, you can create your own domain with tons of options to make it unique. There's horror trinkets. You roll dice 100 and grant your characters trinkets that horror based.
Okay. It's not something that was in the old Realms of Terror that I don't recognize that being in there. I mean, I just reread this week. I mean, it's got ideas on how to build your own realm of horror or your own dark land, but this is a little bit more in depth. It's a lot easier to read. The artwork's just as good, I think, even though there's 30 years apart there. But we're not complaining about the 2nd or the 5th edition. We're just putting it out there that both of them have the tools for you to make your own dark realm. So go on. I'm sorry. I'm just going to interject occasionally on when I find something that you've said that I want to interject on.
And it has its own god, Urza, the god of the mists. It's a mysterious figure that has followers, so it's actually being worshipped.
Okay. That I hadn't got into, but it has its own deity now.
Yep.
Okay.
And a lot of people are disappointed of not having stat blocks and a lot of things, but one thing I was looking for is Sithicus, and that was the dread realm that was ruled by Lord Saw. It's not in the book.
The land's not even there. Not in there.
No, it's not even in there. I mean, it is in the old version.
Right.
And it's either the dark powers kicked him out, or he somehow figured out how to escape. And so he got out, and then I believe that the authors that created him ended up killing him because there was a dispute.
Yeah, they ended up killing him off. I can't remember the book. I have it on the library. I just don't have it in my sight right now. It wasn't one of the things I thought about pulling out. I know even Azrael, the
Werebadger.
The Werebadger,
yeah.
He's not even dark. He became the Dark Lord when Soth left, and it's not even in there with him, which I thought was kind of weak on Wizards' part by not even putting Sithicus in there, because Azrael could have taken over. Anybody could have took over that land. I'm sure there's an evil enough person somewhere that could taken over that land. It's just one option that they don't have.
Yeah.
So, but you as a player or DM can create your own Sithicus, which is still out there, but there's no legit material for it.
So that on Night of the Black Rose, that's the name of the book, right? That's the Black Rose.
Night of the Black Rose and Spectre of the Black Rose are book 1 and 2.
Well, in Strahd and Lord Soth had their own little battle when Soth entered his domain, and it just somehow another domain was created for Soth when he went through a portal in one of the castles that that Strahd had tricked him into going to destroy his enemy.
I gotta reread that. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's on the to-read list.
So he had his own realm, and then, like I said, he either got kicked out or he found a way out, according to.
But hopefully, Weiss and Nickman get their stuff together. People keep talking about, they're going to be, Wizards is working it out with them. They're going to make a new book. Well, the new book information was released within the past few days, and it's going to be dealing with the Fey realms and Fey creatures. Well, that doesn't sound like Lord Soth in my book.
No.
So, maybe we'll have to wait another 8 months. But they need to do an update on the Dragonlance for 5th edition. I mean, there's a lot there. It's too good. That's what drove me as an adult into D&D. I mean, I played it when I was in high school and junior high, but reading the Dragonlance novels was what just like super hooked me as an adult. You know, I mean, because it was, I don't know, it was just awesome.
Yeah, people are really hoping that Dragonlance. They just recently announced a couple of new books are coming out this year, and they'll touch on those in a future date. Another one I want to talk about is Darkon. It was ruled by the Lich Aslan Rex, but he disappeared during the Hour of Ascension.
This is Aslan's castle from the old set.
And now has no Dreadlord. He was in the Ravenloft novels and, of course, enemy and arch rival of Strahd. Since then, a unmoving golden star called the King's Tear hangs in the sky. The sun and moon pass behind it daily. There's 3 others striving to be the new Dreadlord, but none have the power yet. There's a secret police called the Kargat. They're particularly active in the Darkon's largest city, so they have their own little secret police force.
Secret police like KGB?
Probably just, I imagine, just enforcers, anybody, you know.
Well, I was just like, secret police. I think KGB breaking into your house. Yeah. You said bad things about
He disappeared during the middle of the night, never seen again. So
right.
Probably true. The next realm, Borka. Now this is ruled by 2 Dreadlords, Ivana Boratasi and Ivan Vyselina. They're not related. They are considered co-equals. They live on opposite ends of Borka, and they have little to do with each other.
And Ivana.
And this is
Ivana's mother, Ivan's parents.
And this is a 30-year-old. This is from 30 years ago.
Right. Kind of cool artwork for something 30 years old. It kind of looks hastily done, but yet it has the appearance of like Renaissance painting. You know, like, hey, new techniques are being tried out, and we're using different paints. Brushes become better available to people. It just looks kind of aged, yet, so I don't complain about it. And then it's got little stats on the back for, this is for Ivan. This card is for Ivan. So.
Yeah, so the original, the 30-year-old book there has Ivana as she became empowered when she overtook it from her mother.
This is Ivana's estate. They don't live together.
No, opposite sides. Opposite sides.
It's got a little description of the estate on the back. These cards are kind of beat up for being 30 years old. I got them in an eBay save.
Something that's interesting, Ivan's family, they were present at Castle Ravenloft the night of Strahd's transformation. If anybody read the books of, like Strahd, and tells you how he became the vampire, and that was the night that he transformed, and his family was there.
And this is her estate. No, this is the home of Ivan.
Yeah, it's Ivan's.
Yeah, this is Ivan's. This was her estate. I'm sorry, I got those mixed up. This is his estate. Little description on the back of it. So, I mean, get these. I mean, if you're running a new campaign, you can still use these to show your players, well, we see an estate. Well, what's it look like? You see, it looks like this. Good handout. I mean, you can pick these up. I mean, because the sets are pretty much incomplete on eBay, I mean, that complete one's going to run you some money. But you can get incomplete sets, or you can get the PDF of this old stuff. through drive-through DM skills. Sorry.
Yeah.
You could get that, get the PDF, and do it yourself. Print them out. They're just good to have. So, just wanted to bring that to your attention. Future DMs or DMs that are working, and I just dropped my mic. Give me a second. Hopefully Rob will pick up this stuff. We're not even going to cut this. We're just going to run with it. We're going to run with this tonight.
Yeah, we're not trying to be perfect on the show.
So, all right, go on. I'm sorry.
The last realm. I just think it's really the most interesting one I come across. The Carnival. The Dark Lord is an evil theme. It's an evil, holy avenger longsword.
In the new book, it glows red, I believe.
Yeah, red with hate. Constantly red. It's wielded by Isildom. She's an Eldarin elf from the Fae. And the sword was crafted by Shatterkai as an executioner's weapon that's beheaded 1,000+ heads.
That's a lot.
Yeah. The sword does not know the difference if they were guilty or they were innocent.
Next, off with their head.
Yep.
Next.
The weapon always finds its way back to the carnival. And it was originally brought to the carnival by a half-ogre, and he died off, and so the sword kind of remained in the carnival. The Wheeler Isildom was a holy warrior that defended the Feywild. She seeks to destroy the Caller, a powerful fiend that killed her companions. She leads the carnival and wants to leave, but the archfey named Zybelin used a wish spell to keep her running the show. And
So, I wonder if she could wish her way out of there if she found a wish spell.
yes, right. And Zybelin actually got the Caller to kill her companions, so she's behind that. There are two carnivals. They're touring, and sometimes they cross paths. The carnival doesn't exist to entertain its visitors. Rather, it's a traveling domain capable of visiting other domains and lands beyond the mist.
So it just can pop up on the outside of the town of Barovia, in Barovia,
It sounds like it, yeah.
you know, and try to be super ticked off, and you know,
And I didn't read it, but I understand there's a ship that also could visit different domains.
the Dance of the Dead, the novel from the 90s. I remember reading it. It took me months to read it because, really, to me, it was boring as heck. I'm sorry. I could not keep interest, but I forced my way through it, and I was just like, all right. But this ship would travel along the ocean routes or the river routes to different domains. And the captain was an evil dude. Does he get his comeuppance in the end? I can't tell you that. You know, but
Some of the books, yeah, some of the Ravenloft books I did find them boring.
there is a picture of that in here. But go on. Keep talking.
The very first two books, the one with the Black Rose and then Vampires of the Mist, the first two books, those are both excellent.
Oh,
Excellent.
yeah.
I recommend anybody. I mean, I've read each one of those probably 3 times. I might be on for the 4th time.
Excuse me. Yeah, I've read Vampires of the Mist a couple times.
Jander Sunstar was a elven vampire that got brought into the Mist, and he lived with Strahd for many, many years, and then they ended up fighting because he figured Strahd was responsible for killing his beloved.
Larissa Snowmain aboard the River Dancer showboat. They travel from, the character's good of her in there, but the villains to me are really weak in Dance of the Dead, except for the Lord of the Land, who she eventually meets in there. But your main antagonist, to me they're just really weak. And I mean, if you've seen one movie with villains in it, these guys, they just follow in the footsteps, just like, I don't know, there was no surprises. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, I just wish it was more descriptive of these Dreadlords and more info about them. Then there's a bunch of domains that only got little paragraphs.
Yeah.
That's it.
And nothing about Sithicus. Imagine that. They couldn't even put a paragraph of Sithicus saying, it used to be here and now it's gone. But nope.
And then there's modules. There's also Ravenloft modules. I think are created by him on the DM's Guild or something. Those realms didn't even show up in the new book.
Well, if they're created by them, no, those are just fan creation things. And it's it sucks, but would love it for some of that stuff to actually get published by Wizards and acknowledge some of these really good writers and DMs that don't work for Wizards. But I don't work for Wizards, so I can't say why they haven't hired these people.
There's also lineages that you can choose from. There's different subclasses. There's a new bard, College of the Spirits, a warlock, the undead, and a few different, some more backgrounds.
Okay.
And also, deals horror, characteristics and such. So yeah, if you want to create your own realm, it gives you all the tools to do that.
That's cool.
And a bunch of monsters. They do have a bunch of monster stats in here now.
Oh yes, they have Dullahan, the Headless Horseman.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
I ran a one-shot Halloween a couple years ago for a group, and 7 players. It was 9 players, and it was a 7-hour session. First 3 hours was nothing but role play. No one touched any dice, and we were going to fight the Headless Horseman. And I had just pulled the stats offline from some fan-created one. I thought he was pretty tough, but the party walked right through him. Frickin' Sentinel, I hate that ability. But this new Dullahan is super powerful. He's got a lot of legendary feats and mythic feats. So he can work a party over.
Mythic feats, that's something new, isn't it?
I believe so. It's the first time I've seen mythic feats anywhere. And his domain is just a road. A section of road that can appear anywhere. So you could have a carnival in Barovia, the Headless Horseman or Dullahan on a section of road in Barovia. I mean, so Strahd could be getting invaded by other domains
and that
all
ship,
the time.
And that ship that can go to any domain. He can show up too.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
What I like about your Headless Horseman is you borrow some elements from the World of Warcraft, the annual Halloween event where you go fight the Headless Horseman and use the sound effects from that.
Right. I really love it. Because I don't know if you're a Blizzard fan, but their Halloween thing where they do the Headless Horseman, I think it's awesome. The helm that you get allows you to laugh like the horseman. You can get his steed, which is really neat because the steed actually flies.
Yes, I had the steed. I'm sure you had the steed too. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I had it all. Every year I'd go do it again and just keep it up.
Yeah, because
the week before the event would start, I'd get my old helm from last year and go in either Agrimar or Stormwind and just laugh and just laugh and just laugh.
Oh yeah.
And people would get so mad at me, but I enjoyed it. And so the Headless Horseman is one of my favorite Halloween creatures to run for D&D. Vampires have been overdone. Basic vampires. Strahd is good, but Strahd's not really a one-shot. Because he's the whole entire Barovia. Mordenheim with the Frankenstein monster from the 80s, or from the 90s D&D. That's not a one-shot, but the Headless Horseman could be a one-shot just for Halloween.
Yes. Pretty powerful Headless Horseman.
Right.
And then I found you somebody created stats for a more powerful Strahd too.
Yes, I've heard about that. I haven't looked at them lately. I took a good glance at them, and I'm like, okay, I can do this. But anyway, for a one-shot for Halloween, Dullahan, Headless Horseman, it's just a section of road, and you don't even have to be in Ravenloft to do him. You can do him anywhere. You can do him in Greyhawk. You can do him in Forgotten Realms. You can do him in Dark Sun, Planescape, whatever adventure you're playing, Dragonlance. It doesn't matter. You can put Dullahan there because it's just a section of road. There has to be no rhyme or reason to it. It just happens if you want to have that Halloween vibe. So now he's in the book.
Yeah.
He's got official stats.
Over 300 hit points.
Yeah. So, you're not going to take him down in one round. If you do, your party's a little too powerful for that encounter. So, anything else that you wanted to cover?
No, that's right. I got it all.
Okay. What I wanted to talk about was the land Cartacus and Mordenheim, or the realms. Cartacus, I read the book Heart of Midnight. The book was okay, but it gives you a little bit about Archon Lucas and his son Casimir, They do not mention anything about his daughter, Acreal, in the book. I do not remember anything about it. But Casimir is in. There's no stats for Casimir, but they have the stats for Harkon Lucas. And it pretty much stays. I mean, what they talk about in this new Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, they talk about what they talk about in here is pretty much good to the book, Heart of Midnight, for Harkon Lucas. I mean, the only thing that they've changed, and this is not a big deal to me, is, I mean, Harkon Lucas in the book, he was kind of, I think, Romanian type person, or so Italian to where his skin was a little bit dark. But in the new book, he's like a black man, like African American. Who gives a rat's? I mean, but some people are going to fight this. Me, I don't care. It's a guy, you can use him. If you don't like it, you can change it. If you want him to be gay, fine. Make him gay. I don't care. That's your choice. But that's the only difference between the two that I have noticed. Not a big deal. But what they do, what the old stuff had, was a picture of the Cartakian Inn. This is where Harkon stays. He has a private residence here. He stays here. And there's a little thing on the back. But this is what the inn looks like where he stays. He is like the super bard. Cartagis is ruled by bards. Each city is ruled by like a good Meister singer. Like a bard, he's a bard. I mean, they sing and they tell stories and they educate the people, the Meister singer did. Which is pretty cool because it's just the way it is in the book. But people seem to forget Harkon Lucas in the new book, but no one forgot him in the old stuff. I mean, so this is a little bit new thing. People kind of have, like his curse, he's looking for fame, and people seem to forget about him. That's like his curse. He's looking for the fame, and he can't get it because no one remembers who the heck he is. It's just kind of cool. That's his curse. And besides being a wolf weir, and his son's a werewolf, which is kind of weird. I mean, I don't know how that works, that you could be one or the other, because I thought a wolf weir was a wolf that could turn into a man, and a werewolf was a man that could turn into a wolf.
Backwards, yeah.
However it works, I don't know. But Casimir is cursed, and so is Acreal Lucas in the new book, or in the new stuff. So, I mean, you could use them. Casimir is really an attractive person in the old book. It's the descriptions of Heart of Midnight. It's just a little slow at times, the book is, but it gives you a good insight of the land of Cartagis, I'm sorry. So, I mean, if you want to go into Cartagis, get that book, Heart of Midnight, read it, and learn about a little bit, a little bit more. So, other than that, we're going to skip this, and we're going to go to Mordenheim. This is Victor Mordenheim's estate in in Mordenheim. I'm sorry, I was just having a little brain fart. And he had a wife named Elise, and then he created Adam, the Frankenstein monster. And Adam and Victor was the Dreadlord. Adam was his creation. Victor could not be killed unless Adam was killed at the same time. They shared an essence. But whenever Victor was hurt, the monster would feel it. So if Victor has real small stats, he's a surgeon. So if somebody ran through Victor with a sword, Adam would feel it. And Adam eventually, he doesn't kill Elise, but he maims her really bad to where she needs life support. So Victor's trying to keep her on life support, and Adam despises him, and eventually Adam becomes the Dreadlord of Mordenheim. So that's how the old second edition went. In the new book, Victra is a female. It mentions nothing of Victor. So everybody's like, well, is Victor his dad? Or was Victor her dad? Apparently not. Apparently Victor's now a woman. I mean, they just swap sexes here. Not a big deal. And she is like Victor. She's very passionate about her skills. I mean, her being a surgeon and trying to form life or create life. And Elise is, I'm going to say girlfriend, because it doesn't come out and say it, but it points to it that she was a grave robber. Mm-hmm. Victor was hiring people and she hired this grave robber Elise to bring in bodies. Well, somehow she got attached to her. I don't know how a sociopath gets attached to people, but she did. And then Elise comes down. She becomes like diseased, and Victra puts the unbreakable heart in her to save her. And now Victra is now Adam. She's afraid of, or Elise is now Adam. And she's got the unbreakable heart installed in her, which causes her to, you see light through her, and she gives off a radiant, dull light. Victra is searching for her. Elise doesn't want to be found. She's on the same island that Adam went to. So it's close. It's really close, and to me, it's not a big deal. But some people are going to be complaining, "Oh, it's a girl, and it's a girl with a girl," and I'm like, really? It doesn't matter. It's D&D. If you don't like it, change it. If you want it the way it is, fine, run it. It doesn't matter. But this book has a lot of cool stuff in it. The only thing that I didn't like was it gives you some generic stat blocks. I think Dreadlords should have legendary actions, lair actions, mythic actions, whatever. It says for use the night stat block on a certain Dreadlord, and I'm like, that's hokey. You got to give them something better than a knight, because a party's going to take down a knight. A good 3 to 4 level party, it's still going to take down a knight. So
yeah, one of them tells you use a succubus stat block.
That would be different. Succubuses are different, but just a standard knight or a
noble, or spy. Someone also has spies. Stat block.
It could be a little bit better, but it is worth the $30 on Amazon for the regular cover. If you're after the special cover, they're $50 at game stores. And these are something you want to pick up if you're a collector because they go up in value. I think Volos now is going for like $400 on the secondhand market. Stupid crazy.
Yeah. It's like the Dungeon Masters Player's Handbook, a Monster Manual, a special covers box set that came with like a Dungeon Master screen.
Right.
What, $500? Is that what it's going for?
Yeah.
So I think somebody was listing it for $500 somewhere.
I'm not saying you're stupid for doing that, but I always think a fool and his money are soon parted. As you can tell, I'm a fool. But anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about, was those two things. I mean, there are a lot of realms. There's a lot of differences between the two. But those are the two that I thought were the most, they would interest me more than Strahd. So, you got anything else to add?
No, I think we get up to 1,000 views. Somebody getting a free kitten.
Exactly. Hey, can you grab one of them for us? Please and thank you, or both of them. Want to introduce you people to Arthas and Jaina. These are...
Take it for the World of Warcraft names.
Yeah, I just needed something. My wife was like, I told her I was going to name them, and she's like, what? And I'm like, and I'm playing World of Warcraft at the time, and I go, Arthas and Jaina. And she's like, I can't do that. You know how hard it is to take Makazi, my dog, to the vet? They can't get his name right.
I still can't. I come over,
Makazi is Dark Wind. It's Japanese for Dark Wind. So, all right. Thank you, tech guy.
You're our tech guy.
This is Arthas, and that is Jaina.
Arthas has got a little pot belly on him.
Oh, yeah, he is an eater, man. He likes to eat.
Yeah. Cute kittens.
So, when we get to 1,000 subscribers, we're going to give away a free kitten. Maybe not one of these.
While supplies last, they might not, we might not have supplies by then.
I got lots of cats, believe me.
Oh, yeah, there's a couple more out in the barn out there.
I got 3 more litters on the way, plus the 2 that are out there.
Wow. They've been busy this spring.
But you can get yourself a free kitty.
These are barn kitties. They're all barn kitty raised, basically.
But they have been trained. They know how to use a litter box, and they
love attention.
They love attention. They don't even try to claw you anymore. And you can hear the motor running. So
the purr boxes, yep.
So thank you for watching us this week. Adam Webb was supposed to be with us today, but his fiance had other plans for him. Sorry, Adam. Or Andrew Webb. I'm sorry. I screwed that one up. Because Adam is this other guy that we played D&D with. Andrew Webb, I'm sorry. Hope you and your fiance had a good night tonight. So, but he should be here in a couple weeks to do some more dice. And we may end up doing a show at Secret Door Games in Elkhart.
Sometime in the near future.
Because we want to interview Mandy Spice, the manager there. But she works Saturday nights for Magic tournaments. But she offered that we could come down there and do a show. And I don't know what else I wanted to bring up. Free kittens, remember that. Free kittens.
Visit your local game stores.
Yeah, visit your local game stores. We live in the South Bend, Indiana area. We have the Griffin, downtown South Bend. We have Fantasy Games on 933 in South Bend. We have Secret Door Games in Elkhart. This is my home store that I go to the most because I go to Elkhart quite a bit. We have Town and Country Shopping Center in Mishawaka. There is Rivals Gaming. And Rupel's in Elkhart. Rupel sells all kinds of stuff. Gaming stuff. They sell train stuff for train modelers. They sell ammunition because the guy's the next cop. I mean, he's got everything in the store. And who else am I
You got covered. I mean, my family has a cottage up in Ludington, Michigan. I was up there last weekend for Memorial Day. 2 new stores in Ludington and Manistee called Backstage. I visited both.
They're both called Backstage?
Both called, yeah, the same owners. I didn't know about the one in Ludington because I hadn't been downtown yet. They're both new, and they told me, our cottage is in Ludington. They told they got older books there. So I went there, and I was taking pictures, sent it to Tim, because he likes to collect some of these old ones. I ended up picking up some stuff from him.
Yep, got an Old Player's Handbook, the newer cover with the Wizard and Pegasus, and the Gaiax Memorial Fund PM's Guide. Super great deals on them, because I didn't have those 2 in my collection.
I'm glad I was able to get it for you. It's cool.
But hey, if you want, we're going to start making T-shirts. All school gamekeepers. We're going to start getting those. We'll be wearing them before too long. If you're interested in those, just message us, give us a like on YouTube, and subscribe to our page. And hope we haven't rattled on too long. But remember, we're doing it with all schools.
We do rattle. Yeah.
We like rattling. Rattling is fun.
Yep. Thanks for sticking to the end of this video.
I mean, we hope you do. If you cut out in the first 2 minutes, well, it looks like you're not going to learn about the free kittens. So, hey, I'm Tim, and I thank you.
I'm Rob. Have a good one.
All right. Good night.
Enjoy this.